Second Division champions were yesterday's opposition for a Norwich team struggling for goals and suffering from injuries. So the emphasis was on youth once again. Lee Marshall made his debut at right back. He was one of 4 teenagers in the lineup. 18-year-old Craig Bellamy and Adrian Forbes were up front, Robert Fleck having joined the list of absentees with a back injury. Bury, by the way, had lost their last 3 away games. Our commentator at Carrow Road is Tony Jones.
Kevin Scott, who together with Matt Jackson has given the Norwich defence some much-needed authority. Here's Forbes for Norwich. Now he's released Bellamy. Coote is waiting in the middle. It's Bellamy, and it's 1-0. Craig Bellamy, a real talent at 18, scores his first senior goal to put Norwich City in front after just 2.5 minutes. It was the pace of the other youngster, Adrian Forbes, which got the move going. Bellamy took it on. Coote was an option in the middle, but there was only one object in his mind then, Bellamy, and that was to beat Kiley. Strong and assured under pressure then, Bellamy, and Norwich City ahead. Bellamy now for Norwich. Not a bad cross. Here's Adams. That's number 2. Neil Adams with his 4th goal of the season puts Norwich City 2 up after more intelligent play by Craig Bellamy. Bellamy again had the confidence to go on to get in his cross ahead of Peake. An equally good play by Adrian Coote, who set up Adams then. Bellamy has been a constant threat to this Bury defence. And Coote, intelligent play by him to set up Adams. And that's Norwich City's 2nd goal. 24 minutes gone, Norwich 2, Bury 0. And goals have been the problem all season for Norwich City, but they've got it right today. 6 forward now with this Norwich attack, and Jackson prepared to be patient. Norwich prepared to wait for the right opening, an opening which then didn't come for them. Marshall has dropped the ball, and a simple goal for Tony Battersby. Such appeared to be the player under pressure, and Marshall had that ball. Somehow it squirmed clear, and that was a real nightmare for the Norwich goalkeeper. Good challenge by Lee Marshall, who's had a good first half. 2nd minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half now. Johnson, John Rose, and that wasn't very far away. Lenny John Rose yet to score a goal this season, but he wouldn't get much closer. Dipping drive, which was only just over the top. On by Milligan. Now Bellamy. Milligan again. Broughton checked and put himself into an onside position. It's Drew Broughton. Now Bellamy. Still with Bellamy, who's just unable to squeeze the ball in. That was astonishing. Broughton did well initially then for Norwich. Bellamy had made another of those fine runs of his, and he just managed to get a 2nd attempt as the ball came clear off Kiley. Bellamy's such an effervescent character and so energetic. Ball by Broughton. Third minute of stoppage time now. Woodward with the free kick. Norwich defending close to their own goal line. John Rose, who's grabbed the equaliser. 2.5 minutes into stoppage time, and Bury have got an equaliser through Lenny John Rose. It's his first goal of the season, and what a time to score it. Bury with everybody bar the goalkeeper forward, and John Rose caught it perfectly. It was a good finish by John Rose.
You know what it's like, you know, we've been a 2-0 down ourselves and you hope you get one and that gives you a lift, and that's exactly what happened. And we got a little bit jittery, and then we were under the pressure most of the second half. I mean, the biggest disappointment, and that's we've ended up having a chat after, was that, you know, we've virtually thrown it away again because we didn't play. You know, we didn't have the courage to keep playing under pressure. And it was hard pressure, you know, but we've got to be able to cope with that if we're going to go anywhere and do what we think we ought to do.
The younger players who've come in have done exceptionally well.
Yeah, I know Craig Bellamy's come in and he's looked lively, refreshing, full of good touches and that. And indeed, as you say, the younger players can all hold their heads up. Certainly not down to them. We're not winning. It's a collective thing. It's a team game, as they say. But we'll carry on. We'll continue playing the way we are, and the results will come.
We've played these teams with maybe 6 or 7 players out, and we're holding our own. It's just, you know, we need to be more. Perhaps we are a bit too young. I don't know, 1 or 2 younger ones, but we just need to keep working at it, and I'm sure it will turn around.
There we are, brief highlights from Carrow Road. Lenny, it's a frustrating way to throw away 2 points, but that is what happened.
It is indeed. That's an unfortunate error by the goalkeeper. The best thing that Mike Walker can do with him, which I'm sure he will do, is just tell him to forget all about it and carry on from there. I think they made a decision to stick with him right at the start of the season. He went in the team, and I think they're going to stick with him, whatever the circumstances. I think he was in the under-21 squad last year. I think he's a good goalie. If you're a young goalkeeper, you're going to make the occasional error. And I think they'll stick with him, and perhaps he'll be a better goalkeeper for it.
Indeed, still with the under-21s, but we'll spare Andy Marshall his blushes and look at the positive side. The young lads who've come into the team, partly because of the injury problems and partly because obviously they have a lot of potential. But the first goal, we saw Adrian Forbes and Craig Bellamy combining, and as I say, plenty of potential.
Nice little link up there. Nice little turn of pace. A bit slack defending there, unusual for Bury. But he's got himself played into the box there and he's tucked it away very well. At 18 years of age, you know, that makes him a first-year pro probably, and looks an excellent prospect.
But it's been said many times before, it's the business of getting the balance between experience and youth, and it's not always that easy when injury forces your hand.
It isn't. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I would say if they've got 4 teenagers in their starting lineup, it wasn't clear whether it was in the starting lineup or whether it was in the 14. That's too many. That's too many. We've been down that road. I think you can. I think, for example, yesterday we had 2 20, 21-year-olds in our starting lineup and another 2 or 3 of the same age on the bench. That's fine, but I think if you're talking about 4 teenagers, unless you've got an exceptional crop, that would be too many.